The originality checking software within Desire2Learn called TurnItIn has changed slightly, and we're going to take a look at some of the new settings. I'm in a course and I'm in the Dropbox. I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder. There's a couple of pieces of information that you need to enter if you're going to use TurnItIn. So first one being the name of the assignment, how many points your assignment is out of, as well as any instructions you have for the assignment. Once we've done that, we can scroll back up, click on the Restrictions tab, and set any start date, due date, or end date that we have for this assignment. Now, once we have all that information entered, we can click on the TurnItIn tab over here, and all of that information will be transferred to TurnItIn once we click that checkbox to enable. Now, it may take up to 30 seconds for TurnItIn and D2L to communicate with one another, but it's generally pretty quick. As you can see, now I'm able to click on More Options, and we can take a look at the options within TurnItIn that we are allowed to set. Now you can see the title, the instructions, the grade, start date, due date, and end date have all transferred over. We have an extra option for allowing students to submit any file type, so files that are not generally included in TurnItIn. Just take a note that some submissions may not be checked for originality if it's outside of the normal set of documents that TurnItIn can handle. If I click on optional settings here, I can choose whether to allow late submissions, what repositories or sources the submissions will be checked against. I can take a look at originality report generation options, where reports are generated immediately and students can't submit multiple versions of their paper. The next is allowing resubmission until the due date, and reports will be generated immediately. There is a 24-hour lag time between when reports will be generated. Or generate reports on the due date. And so resubmissions are allowed, but only one report will be generated on the due date. In the middle here we have what can be excluded to kind of influence the originality score. For instance, small matches, whether it be a small word count or if it's under a certain percentage, you can set that threshold here. You have how submissions will be stored, whether it's in our institution paper repository or not stored at all. The next option is peer mark, which is not presently available. This will be available in a future version of TurnItIn. And then you have the ability to use TurnItIn's rubric manager and create a rubric within TurnItIn, which is different than the rubrics within Desire2Learn, to grade papers within TurnItIn here. Then you can enable the ETS grammar checker, and you can also save your options for a future assignment. Once you have all your settings right, go ahead and click Submit, and you'll be taken back to this TurnItIn tab within D2L. We can display the similarity scores to students within the Dropbox after they've submitted their paper if we choose to. And we can also select the frequency, or when originality checking happens. The first option, which is automatic as soon as a submission is put in, is recommended. The last option is to set when grade mark is available to your students, and you can set it by date and time. And when you're all done, you can just go ahead and click Save and Close, and you're good to go.